welcome into another edition of the Lakers Report. And right away, I'm feeling dangerous, and I need your help, guys. We are going to set a record for the most comments in a video. Can we do it? It's up to you. Our record is 686, but I know we can beat it. Spam LAL in the comments right now, and I got a little added motivation for you. Whoever comments LAL the most on today's video gets a shout out in a show later on this week. So do it now. Let's break a record. And in the meantime, while we're out here breaking records, oh yeah, we've got business to talk as well. On today's show, are the Lakers going to trade D'Angelo Russell? Will he be the most important piece in a blockbuster deal? And according to Twitter and X, whatever you want to call it, Barstool Sports certainly thinks so. They tweeted this out after the win from the Lakers last night that D'Angelo Russell may be headed out of LA after he was on the bench fighting back tears in the Lakers win, visibly emotional. And now Barstool and a lot of talking heads in the NBA are reading into the body language from D'Angelo Russell. And when you look at the numbers, it was one of his best nights of the season. He was on it from all aspects, 34 points, 8 assists, 66% shooting, and he was good from distance as well, 54% from three-point land, and one of the best games of the season, potentially coming in advance of being dealt, but as we break it down, we'll start to try and piece it all together because Russell was very emotional in his post-game interview after such a really good performance. He went on to say during that interview that when he starts to think about being a Laker, here's what he had to say. I mean, that's what we all dream of doing, going back to growing up. You practice moves. You try things in the backyard. Never thought you'd actually get the chance to do it. Never thought I'd be able to throw a live bounce pass to LeBron James in the game. Things like that just keep you going. And again, the text is on the screen, it's one thing, but really dialing into the emotion that was on display from D'Angelo Russell certainly begs the question that maybe he knows something that we don't, or he's read all of the rumors that he is the missing piece in a big-time deal, potentially with the Hawks for Dejounte Murray. Now, put your prediction hat on. Are you reading into the body language like I am and think that Russell or D'Angelo Russell does in fact get traded before the deadline? If you think he's going to get traded, go ahead and type Y for yes in the comments. If you think he's staying in Los Angeles, type N for no. Now, coming up, we've got more Lakers trade talk to get into. We'll continue breaking this one down as well as a couple other news and notes surrounding the purple and gold. But first, I got to give a huge shout out to today's presenting sponsor, Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And where the magic happens is prizepicks.com/CLNS. That's because we've got up to a $100 deposit match waiting for you at prizepicks.com/CLNS. And by now, you probably know how it works, but I'll tell you anyways. You simply pick more or less on a player's projected stat line, and that makes watching the games that much more fun. And oh yeah, Prize Picks is the largest independently owned platform for daily fantasy sports, so you know you're getting the best options. They're always keeping things fresh, like Demons and Goblins, which they got going on right now. Demons a little bit more difficult to win, but they pay out more. Goblins easier to win, or you can keep it simple like I am tonight, and I am picking more on Damian Lillard's projected point total going up against a very bad Pistons team. Very bad doesn't even begin to describe how bad Detroit's been. Giannis, that is total points, rebounds, and assists. Got to be more than 51. I think he might have 51 points by himself and then add in the assists and rebounds as well. So you know I'm picking more for the Greek Freak there. And last but certainly not least, Jaden Ivey. He doesn't do it for me. I don't think he's scoring more than 20.5 points. So I'm picking less there. If you're with me, go ahead and join me on prizepicks.com/CLNS. And even if you're not, download the app and join in. It's a ton of fun, and you can fade my picks. Pick against me. One of us will be right. Either way, prizepicks.com/CLNS. That's where you got to go for your up to $100 deposit match. And oh yeah, we love you and we care about you, so we'll put that link right in the comments and description of today's video. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS. Now, again, as we break down this situation with D'Angelo Russell and the latest and emerging details around the trade talks, obviously, let's go back in time a little bit to why the trade talks are developing. That's because the Lakers need help at the point guard position. And Dejounte Murray out of Atlanta is on the list of appealing players to make a deal for. And as we examine some of the emerging details on the DeJounte Murray trade talk, we know that this is a fluid situation. Shams from The Athletic saying that Atlanta wanted a third team to take on the D'Angelo Russell trade, rather, in order to complete the trade for DeJounte Murray. So D'Angelo Russell, that missing piece, and trying to find a suitor as a third team to take on the D'Angelo Russell trade. That is going to be the moving piece in all of that, according to Charania from The Athletic. Now, a little bit further on that, for some more context, it is centered around D'Angelo Russell, a 2029 first-round draft pick, and a pick swap is what he's hearing. The holdup earlier when these trade talks really took steam was that Atlanta wanted to find a third team for D'Angelo Russell. So again, he's the missing piece in all of this. And when you look at DeJounte Murray, it's no secret why the Los Angeles Lakers would like to bring him to LA. Better than 21 points per game, 5 assists per game, field goal percentage up there around 47, and from the three-point line at 38.2. But more than that is the boost that he would provide, just given the change of scenery and how he could help a contending team like the Los Angeles Lakers. And as we told you earlier on the Lakers report, Hoops Hype had a report that any DeJounte Murray trade framework with the Lakers would include D'Angelo Russell. That's why D'Angelo Russell is the guy that you circle as the most important piece, and he's probably hearing all this and is up to date on it, which is why I believe you see a lot of emotion from him, or you saw a lot of emotion from him after that win the other night, as far as the Lakers took care of business against the Portland Trailblazers, and D'Angelo Russell played so well. So, as we showed you a little bit ago, I want to start to get the trade ideas formulating here. And you know what? The Lakers front office is watching. They can take this one for free. But I want to see the Lakers receive DeJounte Murray and Clint Capella and give up D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and 2 first-round picks, future first-round picks, of course. And I think that would be enough of a haul to do the trade straight up. But again, that Hoops Hype report and Shams from The Athletic insinuating that there needs to be a third team involved. But I think this is pretty good to make something happen before the deadline. Let me know what you think in the comments. What's your confidence level that a deal does, in fact, get done? Scale it for me in the comments, 1 through 10. I'm starting to get more and more confident that a deal will get done. I'm closer to that 10, but I want to hear from you. How confident are you a deal gets done before the NBA trade deadline, and that DeJounte Murray will be a Los Angeles Laker? And speaking of those Lakers, it is worth noting that they're playing a little bit better. I was very worried earlier. You were very worried earlier, and rightfully so, because this team just had not performed up to their potential since winning the in-season tournament. Now, they have won 5 of their last 7, getting them back to 500 at 22-22, but still 9th in the Western Conference. You got to believe that the expectations are higher than that in Los Angeles. And when you ask Darvin Ham, the head coach of this team, maybe the trade talks need to take a little bit of a break, or hit the brakes, I should say, because Darvin Ham was asked about the current roster and their ability to compete with and if he thinks the current roster can compete. And he said, absolutely. That's why it was constructed the way it was constructed. You go through that process of discovery, injuries, illnesses, what have you, they tend to disrupt that. So when you're constantly shuffling guys in and out of the lineup, it's kind of difficult to create continuity. Now, this, of course, referring to some of the Lakers' struggles, and maybe it sounds a little bit like excuses, but I do think there's some substance to that. And now with a more consistent rotation, you're seeing that level of chemistry, that continuity on display on the court. And the Lakers have won 5 of their last 7, which does just foggy everything up, because now you think, if you're the front office, do we really need to mortgage the future and make a huge splash trade and bring somebody like Dejounte Murray in. So who's to know? Whatever happens, though, we've got you covered here on the Lakers Report, because when anything happens, any breaking news, we make a video bringing you the latest from all things Los Angeles Lakers, and that is why you subscribe, my friends. The other reason why you subscribe is because we're challenging you. Can we break the record? If you made it to the end of the video and you haven't yet spammed LAL, or you want to be the one that gets a shout out on a future show, get down in the comments and let me know. Whoever comments the most is getting a shout out on a future show. Want to thank Jack Lauderay producing today's edition of the Lakers Report, and we'll see you next time. And as always, have a wonderful day and all the best on the Lakers Report.